Welcome to my channel. Subscribe, listen, and enjoy my stories every day. The afternoon sun glares through the windshield, making the interior of my car almost unbearable as I slip into the driver's seat. I'm still wearing my office attire, the fabric sticking to my back with the kind of persistence that speaks more of a long, hard day than the heat itself. As I turn the key in the ignition, the air conditioning begins to battle the stifling warmth, and I lean back, trying to shake off the residue of my workday. That's when I see it, an inconspicuous glint of silver and blue from the back seat. Curious, I reach over and pick up a crumpled piece of shiny plastic. It takes a moment for the reality to register, a condom wrapper. Definitely not mine. And it definitely hadn't been there this morning. A cold, twisting sensation knots in my stomach. Only one other person had used the car recently, Lila, my wife. She had asked to borrow it yesterday, her eyes wide and innocent, claiming she needed it for a work errand. Now, the implications of what kind of errand it might have been start to crowd my thoughts, each more unsettling than the last. I storm into the house, the wrapper clenched in my fist like a piece of damning evidence. Lila is in the kitchen, humming softly as she chops vegetables. She looks up, a smile spreading across her face, which falters as soon as she sees my expression. "Mark, what's this?" I thrust the wrapper at her. "Explain this." Her eyes widen, flicking down to the offending item and then back to my face. I don't know, Mark. That's not mine. Don't lie to me, Lila. It wasn't here before you took the car. So, what? Were you with someone? No. I swear, I just went to meet Janet about the Henderson project. We had coffee, then I came straight home. Her voice is steady, her gaze firm, but something doesn't sit right. You expect me to believe that? Coffee? And this just magically appeared in our car. My voice is louder than I intend, and I can feel the sharp edges of accusation hardening my words. Mark, please, you have to believe me. I don't know how that got there. She steps toward me, her hand reaching out, but I step back, repulsed by the mere thought of her touch. No, Lila. Just save it. I'm not stupid. I turn on my heel and head back to the car, slamming the door behind me with a finality that mirrors the shutdown of my heart. As I drive away, my mind races with thoughts of revenge. I don't know how I'll do it, but I decide then and there that I will find out the truth, and I will make her regret ever deceiving me. The city blurs past, each streetlight a streak of my fury as I head towards the one person I know can help me get the answers I need. Mike, an old college buddy turned private investigator, owes me a few favors. And it's time to cash in. By the time I reach his office, night has fallen, a fitting backdrop for the dark thoughts swirling through my mind. Mike greets me with a raised eyebrow, his gaze flicking over my agitated state. Looks like you could use a drink, he says, his voice low. I need more than a drink, Mike. I need your help. And as I lay out the details, omitting nothing, Mike listens, his expression unreadable. When I finish, he leans back in his chair, his fingers tapping a silent rhythm on the desk. All right, Mark. I'm in. But you need to be prepared for whatever we find. Sometimes, the truth isn't what we hope for. I nod, resolute. I'm ready. I have to know. The game was on, and there was no turning back. The clock ticks ominously in Mike's dimly lit office as he boots up his computer, his fingers moving deftly over the keys. He starts pulling up information, maps, and databases, tools of the trade for a man whose business is unveiling secrets. So, who are we looking into? Just your wife, or anyone else? Mike's voice cuts through the tension. Start with her, but check her friends too. Janet, she mentioned. And anyone else she's been spending time with lately, I reply, trying to keep my voice steady. Mike nods, typing rapidly. Got it. Janet Miller, right? Works with Lila at the marketing firm. That's her. As Mike works, I pace the room, each step echoing my racing thoughts. After a few moments, Mike looks up, his expression serious. There's something you should see, Mark. Janet wasn't just at coffee with Lila. They've been all over town, art galleries, a jewelry store, and a boutique hotel. My heart sinks further with each word. A hotel? My voice barely a whisper, disbelief etched in every syllable. Yeah. Twice last month. I can get surveillance footage if you want. I nod, feeling the weight of each decision. Do it. The phone rings suddenly, startling us. Mike picks it up, listens for a moment, and then covers the receiver, whispering, "It's Janet. Wants to know if you've calmed down yet." I signal him to put her on speaker. "Janet, it's Mark. What did Lila tell you?" There's a pause. Then, a cautious voice responds, "Only that you two had a fight. She's worried about you, Mark. We both are." Save it, Janet. I know about the hotel. What were you two really doing? Silence hangs heavy before Janet sighs. It's not what you think, Mark. Just talk to her, please. The line goes dead, leaving more questions than answers. Mike raises an eyebrow. What's your next move? Keep digging on Janet. Something's off. And I want to talk to some of Lila's other colleagues. See what they know. Consider it done. Exiting the office, the cool night air hits me, a sharp contrast to the stifling uncertainty that filled Mike's space. I drive to the marketing firm where Lila works, the streets deserted and my mind teeming with dark possibilities. Pulling into the firm's parking lot, I see a light on in the building. I approach cautiously and spot Lila through the window, her figure silhouetted against the fluorescent lights of her office. Beside her is a man I recognize from company events, Tom, her boss. My pulse races as I watch them, too engrossed in their conversation to notice me. I can't hear their words, but their body language suggests a familiarity that sends a surge of anger through me. Without thinking, I push open the door and stride towards her office. Lila jumps up, startled, as I burst in. Mark! What are you? Who is he, Lila? Really? I glare at Tom, who looks between us, confused. Mark, this is not. Not what? Not what it looks like. I laugh bitterly. It never is it? Tom stands, raising his hands defensively. I should go. No, stay. Let's clear this up now. My voice is icy, my stare fixed on Lila. Lila reaches for me, tears brimming in her eyes. Please, let's go home and talk. Reluctantly, I nod, and Tom slips out, leaving a heavy silence. As we drive home, the car is a capsule of tension. Lila keeps trying to explain, but my mind is a whirlwind of betrayal and suspicion. The house looms ahead, a place no longer of comfort but a battleground for the truth that is yet to unfold. The moment the car door slams shut behind us, the once familiar comfort of our living room feels more like an interrogation chamber. Lila drops her purse on the couch, the sound echoing too loudly in the tense air. Mark, please, Lila starts, her voice trembling, you have to listen to me. I stand by the door, arms crossed, my anger a solid barrier between us. Start talking then. Because from where I'm standing, it doesn't look good, Lila. She takes a deep breath, steadying herself. It's not what you think. Tom and we were planning a surprise for you. Your promotion party. It was supposed to be a secret. Janet and we were picking out gifts for you. That's why we were at those places. A flicker of doubt nudges at me, but the seed of distrust is sown too deep. A party. Gifts. You expect me to believe that after everything I've seen? Mark, I swear. I never lied about where I was, just why. I didn't want to spoil the surprise. Her eyes plead for understanding, but the hotel visits hang heavy between us. And the hotel? I challenge. The hotel was for your parents. They're flying in for the party. Janet helped me book the rooms because I didn't have time during work hours. We used her account to get a discount, that's all. I pause, the details hitting too close to home to ignore. It could be true, it could all be an elaborate setup for something good, yet ruined by my suspicions. Prove it, I say finally, my voice hard. Without hesitation, Lila goes to her laptop on the dining table, her fingers flying over the keys. She pulls up emails, confirmations from the hotel for the dates she mentioned, a list of invitees for the supposed party, emails exchanged with Janet about gift ideas. Then, a flight confirmation for her parents. I read over her shoulder, each line a counterweight to my accusations. The room grows heavy with the silence of my unwarranted doubts. I don't know what to say, Lila. I thought. My voice trails off, the weight of my mistake crushing. You thought what? That I was cheating on you. Her voice breaks, hurt. I was doing all of this for you, Mark. The guilt is a sharp ache in my chest. I'm sorry, Lila. I saw that wrapper and just. I lost it. I should have talked to you first. Lila closes her laptop and turns to face me, her expression unreadable. We need to fix this, Mark. Your jealousy, it's not new. We can't go on like this. She's right. My mistrust has marred more than just this incident. Let's get some help, professional help, I suggest, the idea feeling like a lifeline. Lila nods slowly. I think we should. As we sit down to talk, the phone buzzes. It's Mike. Mark, got a minute? I glance at Lila, she nods for me to take the call. Mike, what's up? About that wrapper, you might want to sit down. It's not what we thought. Someone planted it in your car. And I think I know who. My heart sinks further. This was far from over. The layers of deceit, whether external or self-inflicted, were still unraveling. Keep digging, Mike. Something's not right here. I hang up, the pieces of this puzzle far from fitting together. I turn to Lila, resolve strengthening in me. We'll get to the bottom of this, I promise her. Together. As we sit there, the gap between us bridged slightly by truth, I realize this ordeal might just be the beginning. The following day dawns clear and sharp, a stark contrast to the murky confusion of my thoughts. Lila and I sit at the breakfast table, a temporary truce hanging over us as we sip our coffee. The silence is punctuated only by the occasional clink of a spoon against a mug. My phone vibrates, cutting through the quiet. It's Mike again, his tone urgent when I answer. Mark, can you meet me? There's something you need to see in person. Where? I ask, tension tightening my voice. At the office. Now, if possible. I nod to Lila, explaining briefly. Mike's found something. I need to go. Be careful, she says, her worry palpable. Despite the recent events, concern for each other lingers. I drive to Mike's office, the city blurring past as my mind races. The office is stark, sunlight streaming through the windows, casting long shadows. Mike greets me at the door, a grin set to his mouth. Thanks for coming. Look at this. He leads me to his desk, pointing to a series of photographs on the screen. They show a man placing something into my car, the condom wrapper. Do you recognize him? Mike asks. I lean closer, squinting. The man is vaguely familiar, tall, with dark hair. Then it hits me. That's Janet's brother, isn't it? Exactly. Seems he was paid to plant that wrapper in your car. Got him on tape admitting it. Watch. Mike plays a video of a recorded confession, the man's voice shaky, admitting to the setup. But why? Why would he do that? Mike shrugs. He claims Janet paid him to stir up trouble. Said something about her wanting to get back at Lila for a promotion she thought she deserved. The revelation hits like a physical blow. Janet, Lila's supposed friend, orchestrating this deception. We need to confront Janet, I say, my voice steady despite the turmoil inside. Agreed. Let's go. We drive to Janet's house, the morning slipping into afternoon. As we arrive, Janet is already standing at the door, as if she's been expecting us. Mike, what a surprise, she says coolly, her voice betraying no hint of nervousness. We know about your brother, Janet. The rapper. Why? I demand, my patience worn thin. Janet sighs, her posture deflating slightly. I thought if Lila was out of the picture, I'd get her job. I'm sorry, Mark. It was stupid. Her apology sounds hollow, the damage too deep for simple regrets. We'll need your statement on record, Mike interjects. And there will be consequences. Janet nods, resigned. I understand. As we handle the formalities with Janet, a part of me feels a weight lifting, but another part, the part that loves Lila, feels a deeper sadness. The drive back home is reflective, the city's noises fading into the background of my deeper contemplations. When I arrive, Lila is waiting, anxiety etched across her features. I tell her everything, and we sit in the aftermath, the air filled with a heavy silence. Mark, Lila begins, her voice trembling. I know, I say, cutting her off. This doesn't fix everything. But it's a start. Lila nods, tears welling up. Thank you for trusting me, in the end. We decide to take things one day at a time, repairing our relationship with the understanding and transparency we had neglected before. Weeks pass. Life slowly resumes its pace, but with a newfound appreciation for the truth and the consequences of distrust. Lila's promotion comes through, celebrated with genuine smiles and no secrets. Mike stays a good friend, his role in unveiling the truth never forgotten. As Lila and I watch a sunset from our porch one evening, the sky streaked with gold and pink, I realize the ordeal brought us closer, taught us the value of trust, and showed us the strength we have together. And while the shadows of the past may linger, the light of our future seems promising.